to our chapter 5 of the book Goals by Brian Tracy. And today we're going to be reading about how do we determine our own true goals. And William Moulton Marston says, realize what you really want. It stops you from chasing butterflies and puts you to work digging gold. My favorite word in goal setting and in success in general is the word clarity. There's a direct relationship between the level of clarity you have about who you are and what you want, and virtually everything you accomplish in life. Superior men and women invest the time necessary to develop absolute clarity about themselves and what they really want, like designing a detailed blueprint for a building before they begin construction. Average people just throw themselves at life like a dog chasing a passing car and wonder why they never seem to catch anything or keep anything worthwhile. Henry David Thoreau once said, have you built your castles in the air? Good. That is where they should be built. Now go to work and build foundations under them. In this chapter, you begin to crystallize your visions and values into concrete goals and objectives that you work on every single day. Make your goals personal. Earlier, I mentioned that intense burning desire is absolutely essential to the overcoming of obstacles and the achieving of great goals. For your desire to be intense enough, your goals must be purely personal. They must be goals that you choose for yourself rather than goals that someone else wants for you or that you want to achieve to please someone in your life. In goal setting, for the process to be effective, you must be perfectly selfish about what is it that you really, really want for yourself. That doesn't mean that you can't do things for other people, either at home or at work. That simply means that in setting goals for your life, you start with yourself and work forward. Now, let me explain about this a bit more. So, when you talk about manifestation, whatever you're putting out in the universe, if your energy is positive about that, if you're fearless and hopeful about that, you will manifest it faster. Similarly, in goal setting, if your family wants you to do something or if somebody wants you to do something, then your feelings aren't as in equanimity with that. So you'll not be able to manifest it faster. It's very imperative when we start a goal setting. Let's start with our own wish list. And if you're selfish about it, which means we really, really want it, and when we really, really want it, then we're able to get it much faster. Going on to the great question. One of the most important questions in goal setting is this: what do I really want to do with my life? If you could do or be or have anything at all in life, what would it be? And this is $1 million question. So everybody wants ki I could do something, I should be something, or I need this materialistic, physical, whatever we want. So if we really can have whatever we want in our life, if we can be whatever we want to be in our life, or we could do whatever we want in our life, what would that be? Remember, you can't hit a target you can't see. You should return to this question over and over again in the months and years ahead. What do I really want to do with my life? Now, very few of us will say, "Arey, life kaisi bhi ho chalega." Everybody, whether you're working or not working, you have a wish list, you have a desire list. You want to be in a particular way, you want to look like something, you want to stay in a place like something, you want to have something. That doesn't matter whether you're working or not, but if you have your burning desire spelled out as your goals, then half the job is done with clarity. Because universe gives us what we ask. Say if I say I want abundance. Now, abundance for a poor man could be 100 rupees a day. And abundance for somebody else could probably be 1 lakh a day, but abundance somebody could be 1 crore a day. So then you can't be so vague about I want to be happy, I want to be thin. Okay, thin means what? For 70 kilos, somebody who's 120, 70 is thin. But for somebody who's used to being 45, 70 is fat. So again, it's very relative. What does it mean to us? That should be spelled out exactly. And goals are going to be goals only when they have a deadline. Otherwise, they're wishes and dreams without any deadline. So in determining your true goals, you start with your vision, your values, and your ideals. When you begin, these will often feel a bit like fantasies detached from reality. However, now your job is to make them concrete, like designing a dream house on paper. Again, I've mentioned this before, I'm repeating myself again today. Azim Premji says, if your dreams aren't laughable by others, that, oh my Lord, what is he thinking? Sheikh Chilli ki baatein kar raha hai, then they're not dream big enough. So let's learn to dream big, achieve big by thinking big. Only if we make castles in the air can we make them on Mother Earth. That is a true fact. So the more better, the more higher, the more bigger we dream, the more we get chances of what we can in our real life. Decide what you really want. You start with your general goals and then move to more specific goals. Now, there are four parts to this. Number one, what are your three most important goals in your business and career right now? What are your three most important financial goals right now? What are your three most important family or relationship goals right now? What are your three most important health and fitness goals right now? Identify your major worries. The flip side of the above question is for you to ask, what are my three biggest worries or concerns in life right now? What bothers you, worries you, concerns you, and preoccupies you in your day-to-day life? What aggravates or irritates you? What is robbing you of happiness more than anything else? As a friend of mine often asks, where does it hurt? Once you have identified your biggest problems, worries, or concerns, ask yourself the biggest question: what are the ideal solutions to each of these problems? How could I eliminate these problems or worries immediately? What is the fastest and most direct way to solve this problem? A great thinking tool. In 1142, William of Ockham, a British philosopher, proposed a method of problem solving that has come to be referred to as Occam's razor. This way of thinking has become famous and popular throughout the ages. What Occam said that the simplest and most direct solution, requiring the fewest number of steps, is usually the correct solution to any problem. Many people make the mistake of overcomplicating goals and problems. But the more complicated solution, the less likely is it ever to be implemented, and the longer the time it will get you to take any results. Your aim should be to simplify the solution and go directly to the goal as quickly as possible. Now, remember, if there are any problems, there's always a solution. Now, the solution can be simplified if we keep making it finer and finer and finer. One fact we are being taught today is double your income. For example, many people tell me that they would like to double their incomes if they're in sales. I ask them, what is the fastest and most direct way to double your income? After they have come up with a series of suggestions, I give them what I consider to be the best answer. Double the amount of time that you spend face to face with qualified prospects. The most direct way to increase your income has always been the same: spend more time with better prospects. If you don't upgrade your skills or change anything else about what you're doing, but you double the number of minutes that you spend face to face with prospects each day, you will probably double your sales income. According to studies that go back as far as 1928, the average salesperson today spends 90 minutes each day face to face with prospects. The highest paid salespeople spend 2 or 3 times that amount. They organize the day efficiently to assure that they spend more minutes in the presence of people who can and who will buy their products or services. And the more time they spend with prospects and customers, the more skilled they become at selling. The better they get, the more they sell and the more they earn, and in less time. Double your productivity. If you examined your work, you would find that 20% of what you do accounts for 80% of the values of all the things you do. In my advanced coaching programs, we teach our clients to identify those 20% of activities that contribute the very most value and then do twice as many of them. Instead of using the intelligence to juggle their time and accomplish a great number of tasks, we teach them to do fewer tasks. but tasks of higher value. Some of our clients double the productivity and subsequently the income in as little as 30 days with this approach, even if they have been working for many years in the same position. Always look for the simplest and the most direct way to get from where you are to where you want to go. Look for the solution that has the fewest number of steps, and most of all, take action, get going, get busy, develop a sense of urgency. The best ideas in the world are of no value until they're implemented. As the poet said, the saddest words of mice and men are these: it might have been. Wave a magic wand. In determining your true goals, use the magic wand technique. Imagine that you have a magic wand that you can wave over a particular area of your life. When you wave this magic wand, your wishes come true. Wave a magic wand over your business career. If you could have any three wishes in your work, what would they be? Wave a magic wand over your financial life. If you could have any three wishes in your financial life, what would they be? Wave a magic wand over your family life and your relationships. If you could have any three wishes, what would they be? If your family life were ideal in every respect, what would it look like? Wave a magic wand over your health and fitness. If you could have any three wishes with regard to your body and your physical well being, what would they be? If your health were perfect, how would it be different from today? Wave a magic wand over your skills and abilities. If you could have any three skills or abilities developed to a high skill, what would they be? In what areas would you like to excel? The magic wand technique is fun on one hand, but quite revealing on the other. Whenever you imagine that you have a magic wand, your true goals in that area emerge. You can also use this exercise for other people who are not sure about what they want or where they're going. It's amazing what comes out when you ask this question. 6 months to live. Here is another goal setting position question that reflects your true values. Imagine that you went to a doctor for a full medical checkup. Your doctor calls you back a few days later and says, I have good news for you and I have bad news for you. The good news is that for the next 6 months, you're going to live the healthiest and most energetic life you could possibly imagine. The bad news is that at the end of 180 days, because of an incurable illness, you will drop stone dead. If you learned today that you had only 6 months left to live, how would you spend your last 6 months on earth? How would you spend the time? Who would you spend the time with? Where would you go? What would you strive to complete? What would you do more of or less of? When you ask yourself this question, what comes to the top of your mind will be a reflection of your true values. Your answer would almost always include the most important people in your life. Very few people in the situation would say, well, I'd like to get back to the office and return a few phone calls. Make up your dream list. In setting your true goals as an extension of imagining that you have no limitation, make up a dream list. A dream list is a list of everything you would like to do, to be, have in your life. Sometimes in the future, if you had no limitation at all. Mark Victor Hansen, co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul, recommends that you sit down with a pad of paper and make a list of at least 100 goals that you want to accomplish in your lifetimes. Then imagine that you have all the time, all the money, all the friends, all the abilities, and all the resources necessary to achieve these goals. Let yourself dream and fantasize. Just write down everything that you would like to have as if you have no limitations at all. The amazing discovery you will make is that within 30 days after writing out this list of 100 dreams, remarkable things will begin to happen in your life and your goal will start to be achieved at a rate that you can't even imagine today. This happens to happen to virtually once they've written down at least 100 goals, you should give it a try. You would be amazed at the results. The instant millionaire. Here is another goal setting question. If you won $1 million tomorrow, cash, tax free, how would you change your life? What would you do differently? How would you get into and out of? What would you do more of or less of? What would be the first thing you would do if you learned today that you had just received $1 million cash? This is a way of asking the question: how would you change your life if you were completely free to choose? The primary reason that we stay in situations that are not the best for us is because we fear change. But when you imagine that you have all the money that you ever need to be or have whatever you want, your true goals often emerge. For example, if you were currently in the wrong job for you, the idea of winning a large amount of money would cause you to think about quitting that job immediately. If you were in the right job for you, however, winning a lot of money would not affect your career choice. And also ask yourself, what would I do if I won $1 million cash, tax free tomorrow? No fear of failure. Here is another question to help you clarify your true goals. What have you always wanted to do but been afraid to attempt? You look around, you look around your world, you look at other people who are doing things that you admire. What have you always wanted to do as well, but you have been afraid of taking the chance? Have you wanted to start your own business? Have you wanted to run for public office? Have you wanted to embark on a new career? What have you always wanted to do but been afraid to attempt? Do what you love to do. In setting goals for your life, short and long term, you should continually ask yourself, what do I most enjoy doing in each area of my life? For instance, if you could do just one thing all day long in your work, what would it be? If you could do any job or full time activity all the time without pay, what would it be? What sort of work or activity gives you the greatest joy and satisfaction? The psychologist Abraham Maslow identified what he called peak experiences, those moments or times when the individual feels the happiest, most elate, and exhilarated. One of your aims in life is to enjoy as many peak experiences as possible. You achieve this by thinking back and identifying these moments of peak experience in your past, and then imagining how you could repeat them in your present and future. What have been your happiest moments in life up to now? How could you have more of these moments in the future? What do you really love to do? Now, very important point, make a difference. You should have goals for social and community involvement and contribution as well. Think about what kind of difference you would like to make in the world. What organization causes, needs, or social problems would you like to work on or in? What changes would you like to see? Who is there who is less fortunate than you that you would like to help? If you were independently wealthy, what causes would you support? Most of all, what could you do today to make a difference in your world? Don't wait until some future date with everything will be ideal. Instead, start today in some way. Set clear financial goals. One of the most important areas of goal setting is your financial life. If you could earn and accumulate all the money you need, you could probably achieve most of your non financial goals faster and easier than you can today. If your life were ideal, how much money would you like to earn each month, each year? How much would you like to save and invest each month and year? How much would you like to be worth sometime in the future? What sort of estate would you like to accumulate by the time you retire? And when would you like to do that, to be? Most people are hopelessly confused about their financial goals. But when you become absolutely clear about them for yourself, your ability to achieve them increases dramatically. Clarity makes your dreams become your reality. When you're absolutely clear about what you want, you can then think about your goals most of the time. And the more you think about them, the faster they will materialize in your life. This process of asking yourself questions about your goal in each part of your life begins to clarify your thinking and make you a more focused and definite person. As Zig Ziglar says, you move from being a wandering generality to becoming a meaningful specific person. Most of all, you reach the point where you can determine your major definite purpose in life. This is a springboard for great achievement and extraordinary accomplishment. Your major definite purpose will be the topic of your next chapter, and how to achieve it will be the subject of the chapters to come. So, once again, determining our true goals, the 7 point factor, first and most important, writing them down. Write down your three most important goals in life right now. What are the three most pressing problems or worries right now? If you won $1 million cash, tax free tomorrow, what changes in your life would you make immediately? What do you really love to do? What gives you the greatest feeling of value, importance, and satisfaction? If you could wave a magic wand over your life and have anything you wanted, what would you wish for? What would you do? How would you spend your time if you only had 6 months left to live? What would you really want to do with your life, especially if you had no limitations? So, once again, dear friend, this book is not just about reading, this book is about implementing. So, whatever we are reading in the day, on the night, I mean, next morning before the session begins again, please take out about an hour and start journaling, start writing the questions that we have been asked to implore, because only then we will be reaching our goals much faster. Only by reading and only by hearing, we will be where we are. Some knowledgeable, yes, but knowledge becomes gold when it's implemented. So let's implement and learn. And with this today, let's not jump another chapter. Tomorrow we will read this new chapter, chapter number 6. But today, let's start with our Lotus of Gratitude and end our beautiful day with a lot of love and gratitude. So once again, take a deep breath in and be in alignment with your breath. Once you take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. As you keep repeating the conscious deep breathing in and deep breathing out, your energy becomes centered, balanced, and aligned. So repeat this for at least 2 more times. Whatever we have learned, whatever we have understood, will be imbibed in our mind with more clarity. Today we have learned the direct relationship between the level of clarity with what we want, who we want to be, and what we really wish to be. And once we have the clarity, everything we want can be accomplished in life. And gratitude is the biggest multiplier. If we start being grateful for what we have, then we are already being in an abundant mindset by increasing the luck, being in the right place at the right time. So let's close our beautiful hands into two small buds and one by one open each finger as a petal and let this lotus bloom with 10 beautiful gratitude that we can express for whatever has transpired in our life. Simple little things also help us increase our level of gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The more we thank, the more we're given situations to be thankful for. So let's keep increasing our gratitude, keep increasing our happiness, keep tuning into this world of enhancement. Now place your hands on your heart and feel the infinite love, infinite gratitude that you have for so many things. How blessed you are, how grateful you are, how magical you're becoming. Just be so grateful, so thankful, and feel the heart expanding. So much more love, so much more light is being blessed. And with this, let's fold our hands and bow our heads in gratitude to all the light beings, the masters, the angels, the guardians, the spirit guides, the teachers, the gurus, the mentors, the ancestors, the loved ones, our parents, in this realm or the other, in this dimension or the other, in this plane or the other, for blessing us, for nudging us, for guiding us, for protecting us, and for so much more that they keep doing for us, whether we know or whether we don't know. That in itself is the biggest blessing we can count. So let's be grateful for our life, for this wonderful, magical, blessed life where each of us wish to evolve and grow beyond ourselves and becoming a better version of ourselves and making a life a much better version of itself. It's so much of love and so much of light. Let's conclude this session. I'm so grateful to each one of you for joining in this evening inspiration series. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sleep tight and have a good night. Lots of love and light. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you so much.